Remove the masks and rediscover your true self. In life, everyone carries invisible roles. At times, we play the role of a strong person to hide our weaknesses, or we wear a cheerful mask to conceal deep sadness. From societal expectations and family pressure to the standards we impose on ourselves, all of these factors compel us to live with ever-changing facades. Yet, when these masks become burdens, we start to wonder, are we still our true selves? Or have we become so accustomed to these roles that we've forgotten who we really are? Hello, everyone watching Practical Philosophy. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploring philosophy and seeking genuine values in life. In today's video, we will delve into a topic that is both familiar and often overlooked: the masks that people wear every day. If you look closely, society often praises those who wear the mask of success. They are admired as symbols of resilience and determination. Individuals who never give up in the face of adversity. The image of an independent, constantly striving person becomes an ideal goal that everyone aspires to. But what few people realize is that behind this facade of strength may lie countless days of exhaustion and overwhelming pressure, to the point where even a moment of vulnerability feels like failure. This admiration inadvertently turns into a heavy burden. Instead of living authentically with their emotions, people feel compelled to maintain a flawless image in the eyes of others. They fear that showing weakness will lead to being judged, isolated, or losing the status they worked so hard to build. Over time, they become prisoners of the roles they created for themselves. One of the most serious consequences is losing touch with one's true self. When we no longer dare to express genuine emotions, we lose the ability to communicate with ourselves. Emptiness and alienation start to take over, making us gradually forget who we are. The only way out of this vicious cycle appears when we dare to remind ourselves that no one demands us to be perfect and that we are already valuable, even without being flawless. Moreover, there are also cheerful masks meticulously crafted to hide deep sorrows. How many times have we forced a bright smile while our hearts were filled with worries? How many times have we pretended to be fine in a crowd, just to avoid becoming the subject of gossip or pity? These masks may help us escape the scrutinizing eyes of the outside world. But do they truly bring happiness? Or do they only pull us further away from our true selves? Every mask has its reason for existence. They are like protective armor that temporarily shields us from external harm or bridges that help us navigate complex social relationships. Sometimes, these masks are necessary, a way to adapt to a constantly changing world. But what happens when masks cease to be protective tools and instead become permanent barriers we dare not remove, even when we are alone? At that point, masks are no longer tools but burdens that gradually suffocate our most genuine emotions. We stop living fully with our innate feelings, the pure joy or sorrow that defines our humanity. Over time, this leads us to lose the ability to listen to ourselves, distancing us from our true essence. Living behind masks leaves us feeling empty, as no one can truly find happiness while being detached from their true self. The peace we constantly seek isn't found in constructing a perfect image but in accepting and understanding our natural vulnerabilities. Only by daring to remove these masks can we gradually feel life again in its most authentic and profound form. It's hard to pinpoint exactly when these masks became part of us. Perhaps they originated from the early days when we were praised for showing strength and criticized for any sign of weakness. Family, friends, and society subtly imposed their expectations, unknowingly forcing us to don these masks. And so, layer upon layer of masks accumulated, until we forgot that beneath them, We remain human, with all the emotions of joy, sadness, fragility, and tenderness. These roles we play are not inherently wrong. They serve as tools that help us adapt and survive in a demanding and ever-changing world. They protect us from immediate harm, allowing us to navigate difficult situations without revealing our vulnerabilities. However, when these roles turn into impenetrable shields, they not only guard us against pain but also prevent us from connecting with our true feelings. We lose the ability to listen to our inner selves, unable to distinguish genuine joy from sorrow that needs acknowledgement. This is when a profound sense of emptiness starts to invade every corner of our soul. It's not just a feeling of being lost in a crowd, but also a deep loneliness during moments when we are supposedly closest to ourselves. We wander through countless thoughts, carrying a vague sense of something missing, something vital yet nameless. This void doesn't arise from a lack of external validation but from forgetting how to connect with ourselves. Without the comfort of inner reassurance, we easily embark on a futile quest, hoping that recognition from others will fill this void. The irony is, the more we seek outside ourselves, the emptier we feel. What we truly need from the start is understanding, acceptance, and a genuine connection with our inner being. So, how do we recognize and remove these masks? It's not an easy task, as these roles have clung to us longer than we realize. First, we must remember that these masks are not inherently bad. They once served a purpose, offering protection and acting as shields against past pressures and pains. However, removing the mask is a necessary step toward returning to our true selves. When we confront the roles we've carried for so many years, it's not to criticize or blame ourselves but to understand that they were temporary choices we needed when we weren't ready to face our authentic selves. Removing the mask doesn't mean abandoning all roles. Sometimes, playing the role of a strong person is necessary in certain circumstances. But what's important is recognizing the mask's presence and ensuring it doesn't completely control who we are. And once we understand this, we learn to accept ourselves with all our flaws and weaknesses, for they are what make us truly human. Authenticity isn't about perfection, it's about being honest with ourselves and not avoiding the truth. The first step toward liberation is daring to admit that we are not perfect. Psychology reminds us that flaws are not something to hide but a natural part of being human. When we stop judging and start accepting them, these very flaws become strengths, enabling us to grow and connect more deeply with our true selves. There's a simple yet powerful practice each day. Take a few moments to sit quietly with yourself. It's a precious moment where you don't need to play any role or prove anything. Just sit still, listen, and observe your emotions sincerely. Ask yourself, did I live truthfully with myself today? Don't rush to judge or reject any feelings, simply acknowledge and accept them as part of who you are. Even brief moments like this carry immense value. They help us gradually peel away the layers of masks we've worn for so long, the facades that have distanced us from our true selves. Step by step, we move closer to our authentic being, reclaiming the values we thought we had lost in life's tumult. It's in these small moments of self-confrontation that we take the first and perhaps most crucial step on the journey to rediscovering our true selves. Because only when we dare to shed our facades can we truly experience the profound meaning of freedom and serenity. Take a moment each day to ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my true self? Start with the simplest actions, being honest with yourself and standing by your genuine values. The journey to rediscovering your true self is neither short nor easy, but it's the only path that leads to genuine peace. It's not the kind of peace that external circumstances bring, but the kind that comes from living authentically. Each day, set aside a little time to reflect, gently removing the unnecessary roles. At first, it may feel challenging, as letting go of masks worn for so long is akin to releasing a part of yourself. But when you dare to look deeply into yourself, you will find beneath those layers a true person, perhaps fragile, perhaps vulnerable, but full of life and worthy of love. And the most important realization is that this person doesn't need to be perfect or conform to anyone else's expectations. This is your true self. And only by embracing it can you find genuine freedom in your soul. And then, you will see that by living authentically, you not only find peace but also become stronger than ever. True strength doesn't come from wearing perfect masks but from the courage to face your own vulnerabilities. When you accept and love yourself as you are, you begin to live a fulfilling life, a life built on the foundation of authenticity and inner peace. Finally, thank you for taking the time to watch this video from Practical Philosophy. If you found this content helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on upcoming videos. We are always here to accompany you on your journey of self-discovery and growth. See you in the next video.